Well, a pleasant good morning to each and every one. It's a years to year, a tongue to speak, an eyes to see, a nose to inhale. Yes, and all the good things that suggest that life is abound. This pleasant Friday, the 10th day of the month of May, as according to the calendar that we uses. Very, very interesting times we are in. Very, very, and we anticipate more to come. In our news locally, wow, it is too numerous to mention. There are so many things happening in and around, but first, whosoever will may come. Whosoever will may engage. Whosoever will may listen. Whosoever will may comment. Whosoever will may join. Whosoever will may not. This is Tychicus Laugh and Learn. Right? I'll be looking at many different things as times progresses through this morning. I was saying before, lots of things are happening in and around us, both locally and abroad. But one of the bigger things on the minds of the people today and this weekend will be Mother's Day weekend, going on to Mother's Day on Sunday. Lots of activities will circulate around Mother's Day, and I want this program, the time that I'm allowed to be on, we're gonna focus on mothers, our parents and children, and Mother's Day, and all the good things, because you know that I am the one who always pushing positive things. My videos are positive. I try to push positive things. So in pushing positive things, you speak against the negative. You don't laud the negative, and you don't highlight the negative. But when you don't laud the negative, you don't normalize the negative, say your live don't get your live or your video don't get the support, right? Then if you were lauding them, applauding them, upholding them, encouraging them, right? Those are the people that hold that get all the support, and that is an area I want to look at this morning, and like I said before, whosoever will may join the discussion. You can agree and you can disagree, yeah, right? You can classify me in whatsoever class you want to classify me in. It's okay, it's fine with me, right? You understand? So don't be afraid to join discussions like these, because when discussions like these are on our internet and you fail to join in, the young people of today think that this is garbage, right? When you fail to support the good things, right, the real things, the young people looking on and say it is garbage, right? There's so there are so many things happening in our schools today, and the behavior pattern of our children left to be desired. Every step I make, you can hear the middle age and the elderly is complaining, right? They are complaining. You go on the buses or the taxis, the type of songs that the children are allowed to listen to, it's another thing. When it is not raw sex is the contents, it's guns and violence, marrow and tar, and in a head and in a belly, and you kick down this and you kick down that in the lyrics of the song. So I do believe the education minister had it right when she said, yes, it is a contributing factor, right, to all of this kind of behavior. And it is time parents take some responsibility, right? Recognizing that also that is a part of it. But what can the parents do? What can most parents do when those are the song their parents listen to? Because remember, their parents would be in a 2000 parents, born in the 2000, when all of these were normalized, and so the parents don't have anything else to teach but that. So when the parents heard that, they gyrate to that. The children come, hear that, they gyrate to that, and then said, mommy and daddy gyrate to this, so this must be the right way, because if mommy said don't thief out the sugar must not be taken out. So if mommy and daddy gyrating to the dung in your throat, then I mean it is okay for me to do same, right? Those are the type of behavior we are seeing back into the schools, right? Now, me speaking like this, knowing that I will not get much support, right, in speaking like this, but guess what? Care zero. I care not zero. You know what I cares about? I cares about a better society for the children. So I don't mind how you are feeling once I am speaking the truth. I don't even care if you want to support it, but all I want to know, the message is going out, right? And people are seeing it and people are hearing it. So you are not supporting constructive, valuable argument like these. Doesn't matter me. Right? It doesn't matter me. Now, there are some times that I comes off my live and the calls them that I got, right? And when I post up some of these videos on other platforms, the reaction and the reception I got is far different from what I am seeing on my screen right now. Yes. So then I wouldn't care how much you want to support me while I'm on my live, once I know I'm talking the truth, because I intend to all the time look at Proverbs. I intend all the while to look at the Proverbs. And I love the Proverbs. I love whether Jamaican proverbs or anyone. And I love to look at Proverbs 21 verse 24. Yes, and you know the reason why I love this one particular one, because it said, show me a conceited person and I will show you someone who is arrogant, proud and inconsiderate. That's the reason why I love this Proverbs here. Show me a conceited person and I will show you someone who is arrogant, proud, yes, and selfish. Is that so? Inconsiderate. Yes, inconsiderate. Don't, just seeing him there sitting around his life and talking like this, spitting out words of truth, deep knowledge being passed, and don't even say, all right, that's true. Yes, let's give him a likes. Right? That's a conceited person. Very conceited, not encouraging, inconsiderate, arrogant, right? Person, right? But when you saw the ones that are now have no sense whatsoever, right? Not doing not one thing for society, no good for the people, right? That's the one you're floated with heart like these and comments like yes and ray and liking those, right? Right? So what I love to do, I love to bring you to the forefront of your doings, right? So you take the blame of, some people blame authorities, government, and not looking at your own self. Can you imagine that? You see everything that the government do, you see everything that the pastor do, you see everything that the criminals do, but you don't see what you do. You don't see what you are doing, but you see everything else what other people do, right? And you'll come on the live and you will hear truth, and you don't see the need to say, let me support the truth that he speak by just touching the right side of the screen, right? To show that you're in support of truth. That's what it is there for. A lot of people do not know that it brings out what is in you, right? Show me a conceited person and I will show you someone who is let me read it again. I don't want to miss out the correct word. Show me a conceited person and I will show you someone who is arrogant, proud and inconsiderate. Yes. Right? Now we are faced with a ton loads of problem facing us, and some of us fail to speak of some of the problem that is faced in us because we are arrogant, right? Yes, we are arrogant, we are inconsiderate, right? Right? We are partisan, right? We heard about the AstraZeneca vaccine. Lots of people are afraid to open their mouth because they are intimidated by the force of the law, right? Lots of people now are now worried that they had taken that route during the time when they were asked to. At least asked is too mild, when they were forced to, right? And there was some whistling bird around saying, I remember one Bujo Banton In one of his outbursts, he said, all right, ununa here, wait until people start drop dead like rice. Right? Yes, I remember he said that in one of his outbursts, and he was criticizing some areas, saying that, he's seen. Some people say he's seen too much things, but lots of us were saying this. Lots of us. Like, I remember when it just come out, my dear good radio personality on the Late Late Show, we had a very, very long and deep conversation about this. Right? My good friend, not calling his name, but I'm quite sure someone must have heard this and heard what I was saying at the initial stages of when it was introduced, and the reason why I said I am at the back of the line. I don't said I wouldn't have taken it, but I am at the back of the line to see what it would have done to those at the front, right? And it so happens that before it reached to where I am, there goes out the threat of COVID-19 of the big C, right? Right? So it was no longer a threat, and it wasn't all that necessary to force on that type of a medication anymore. But what we have heard recently in the news, and noticeable, been quietened down a great deal. Not much is saying, even though it is not all that clear to Jamaicans what that really means to them, right? But they are not asking any question. They are not trying to find out what will be the repercussion. If anybody's gonna be blamed or faulted or even responsible for this. Everybody is quiet. So show me a conceited person, and I will show you someone who is arrogant, proud, and inconsiderate. Right? Now, topics like these, matters like these, we have to put party aside. Yes? And we have to speak out for our rights. Right? Right? Topics like these, situation like these, there it is no favorable part of it but you yourself. You understand me, right? So when things like this arose, don't stay there and shut up under the pressure, right? We must make them know that they must give us an explanation, because for the smallest people, yes, it needs to be broken down in a smaller stage what it really means going forward. Right? You must do that. But instead, from so long the news is out, and no one come and said, all right then. Remember when they were introducing it to us, they said people like in my age group are vulnerable, right? And they would have shown us the reason, right, why we should, and the fright that they gave us, why we should, and doubling their lips psychologically and said, if you don't. So why not now, as we heard the difference? Why not now it is not being insisted upon to explain to us urgently what is the real repercussions of it? Immediately, the company that makes it responsible pulled it immediately. So these are issues, you know, that we need to tackle. You know, forget partisan. The other issues that we need to tackle and put away party, right? Why the Ray market keep burning down? Is it illegal connections? If it is, then it can be solved. Why? Why? The truth is what started the fire. These fire, not the, but these fires. Every year, right? It is an annual thing for the Ray market to be burnt down, right? Speak the truth and speak it ever, cause it what it will. He who hide the wrong he does the wrong thing still, right? Come forward to the people, tell them what you know that is causing this discomfort to these people who time to time, most of them retried and so on. Their things going up in flames when they are in the comfort of their little resting place. You know, sometimes the Ray market is even a better resting place than where they are living, right? Come and tell the people them the truth. What is it about that spot? Who wanted that spot? Why it keep on going up in flames? Come on. These are things that we don't need party to revolute about, right? We just need to know that when all of us look and our birth certificate, you see that we are Jamaican born, right? We were born here. We have a right here, right? We are Jamaican. Forget from 1948 when we were divided, right? And forget religious divisions and gangs divisions and all of that. The unity must come together. We all must come together, right? And when we can do that, I'm quite sure a lot of our unsolved mysteries will be solved, right? Until we can do that, right? Until we can do that, lots of our unsolved mystery will be solved. I'm putting it to you, right? You have eyes to see, let them see. You have ears to hear, let them hear, right? I know my voice may not as powerful as many, right? Because of my status, right? But to the powers that be, right, that allowed me to have this voice, right, and using it in the way I am using it, I know there's a lot of stars on my crown from that source, right? Lots of stars on my crown, because down here doesn't give the stars for the truth, for positive things. No. The artificial intellectuals doesn't give the officials intellectual stars on their crown, right? Yes, they doesn't, right? They call them, they classify them, yes, as troublemaker, ringleader, disobedient, yes, all kind of name. They call them, they classify them, they intimidate them, right? They make them feel like they are nobody. They make them feel like what they are saying doesn't make sense. No. Yeah. They don't know nothing. You have to get it from their source. Where's your PhD? You have no morals authority to be talking to us, because I have a PhD to show. Which school have you gone to? Which university you have gone to? But I come to tell you this morning, my father and my grandfather used to tell me that studiation is better than education. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So the one who sits and study without the flair of the PhDs, without the prestige of the PhDs, will study and will come up with the right answers for the right questions. Yes. Yes. And so many times we have seen those things happen. So many times we see those things, right? We saw it in the bees and the wasps. The colorful wasp. When you look how colorful and how attractive the wasp, I like Tychicus, bless up yourself, how colorful the wasp look. And when you look at the bees, not that attractive, but which of them in the end are most useful? Is it the wasp, the very attractive one, or the bees, the one that would look less attractive? Right? So we would have seen all of those signs, right? And take no note of that. Henceforth, we are looking for the pretty things, the psychedelic light. We forsake the natural lights for the psychedelic lights. Show me a conceited person, and I will show you someone who is arrogant, proud, and inconsiderate. Right? Right? We are looking for the most prettiest and the most colorful of things. As I have this chat this morning, I pray that someone will benefit from what lots of you right here classifying as a foolish talk. Right? Time in my waist, man. You know, see, nobody now watching. Time in my waist. Foolishness in my talk. Yes? But I would like to repeat, right? The Apostle Paul's word. For the message of Christ's death on the cross is nonsense to those who are being lost. We'll go back that again. Make that registered. Make that registered. Make that sunk into your vocab. Whether you like the Apostle Paul, whether you like the Bible, whether you like it, but one thing I'm quite sure, that the words that are placed here is true. In this case, we don't want to hear it again, right? For the message of Christ's death on the cross is nonsense to those who have been lost. So the truth that I am speaking here and now is nonsense to those that don't know the truth. Yes. For the message of Christ's death on the cross is nonsense to those that have been lost their sensitivity, lost their mind, lost their characterism, right? Lost their value, right? So when truth has been spoken, because they lost so many things, they said, a lie ma tell. Because they lost their characterism, so they want their side to look good. They want lie to be colorful, just as the was, right? They want their lies to be colorful. So they planned their lies and color the lies. Let the lies colored so pretty, so attractive, that when it is spoken, it must stuck and look real, while it's a lie. For the message of Christ death on the cross is nonsense to those who have been lost, right? Right? But what did the writer say further on? But for us who are being saved, it's God's power. Those of us who have been saved, it's God's power. The same thing when you call foolishness. The same man when you call uneducated because he doesn't have a PhD. The same man that you call ugly. The same man that you said is smelly. Mighty God of Daniel. But for us who have been saved, it is God's power. Right? So those that you would look upon and said, no, man, I'm a Christian, right? Certainly, and I must be a Christian. But one thing, I just cannot change from being a child of the living God, right? Because I can switch my Christian principles, but I cannot switch from being a child of the living God. So I must join any religion. I must go into any churches. Because that is not my requirement to be a child of the living God. No, certainly not. Right? But I have to meet certain requirements to be a Christian, to be a member of a denomination. I don't need any requirements but being here brought forward by my mother, Sylvia Martin, in 1957, registering me as a child of the living God from her womb. Right? As a child, I came out of my mother's womb with no labels of denomination on me, no labels of party politics on me, no labels of any gangs, right? But one thing for certain, I came out with a label of a child of the living God. And that's where I keep it. That's where I am registered, and that's where I will stand until that day when the life goes out. Yes, that's where I will stay neutral as a child of the living God. No PMP, no JLP, no Presbyterian, no child of God, no Church of God, no Church of the Nazarene, no. I will remain a child of the living God. Right? So, I said all of that to say this. Don't mix me when you hear me speaking. Right? Because I am not speaking from any political or ideological standpoint. I'm speaking from a realistical standpoint. So I want you to get that clear in your ears, and you see me look in my eyes. You see the real thing coming out. The sparks of fire coming. The glare of positiveness coming. And that's why many does not face this man, because they cannot take the glare of the sun. Yes, that coming out of my eyes. The voice that is as strong as thunder in my capacity, which I did not go to no institution to receive, neither no institution to receive my education. Well, let's rephrase that. No human institution. Right? I learned this, all that I've had, through the universe, not the university. Because the university is an institution designed out of the universe. So I would have achieved from the original sources, the universe. Right? Show me a conceited person and I will show you. Show me a conceited person and I will show you someone who is arrogant, proud, and inconsiderate. How many of you know these truths and are afraid to speak them? How many of you making it believe that if we don't go to the university, we doesn't have the authority to speak to anyone? Right? We cannot make rules. We must not be fitted in society. Right? But remember, I just want to take you back. I just want to take you back to look down on the ground and look and see how small the ants are. Come on. They were made specifically for the ground. When you see an ants, you never see an ants in the air. You will see the butterflies in the air, right? But an ants were made for the ground. Yeah? Yes. And how many times you would walk on the ants and they still have their lives? How many times would you step on them? Right? And they show their strength. And they are so small. That means you don't have to be as huge as an elephant to have strength. Richie Boo, bless up yourself. Thanks for joining. Right? Right? How many times, right? You step on the ants and you can't kill them. And when the ants bite the gunman, he can't shoot them. But make Miss Matty Dog bite you, a bad man, a shatter, and say him not come shoot off your whole family. Right? But make a little ants bite him and make him go him M16 and shoot it. Yeah. And where the Creator has placed them on the ground for you to walk on them. And the reason why the Creator has placed them there, to let you recognize how to survive. How to survive your atrocities, your adversaries, your troubles, your trials, your giants, how to survive. Right? So, you don't have to have a PhD to have sense. But many thought so. Many thought so. That you must have a PhD, right, to have sense. So because I cannot show a PhD and I cannot drive one of the most fancy car, and I don't dress in jacket and tie even when it is steaming hot, right? I must dress in a jacket, and I must dress in a 3-piece suit, yes, and I must go into the house, and I must speak the Queen's English without making a mistake, right? That's when you are classified as a sensible person or a bright person. Let me tell you something this morning. You are wrong. You are wrong. And it doesn't matter who you are, looking at me, listening to me, right? Right? I don't care how bright you want to be, how many PhDs you want to have. If that is your conception of brightness, you are wrong. You are wrong. Right? Sometimes it's best for you to drop human teachings and revert, just neutralize yourself and look at when you were a child and you started to learn what fire is, yes, by yourself, so you feel the heat of fire, so you stay away from it. As soon as your brain started to develop, right? But when your brain is developed and human teachings, right, that is where your brain will mature, right? If you don't fully understand when Bob Marley said to emancipate yourself from mental slavery, if you're not able to do that, surely you're going to be a yes man and a yes woman. Right? If you're not able, my mother would have said, to cipher out things for yourself, you're gonna be a yes man or a yes woman. Everything the pastor say, you have to say yes, all when you know, and all when he said, ubla, kubla, shubaraka, chukwado, podo, you said amen. Yes. And you don't hear what him said. Right? It's a dangerous thing to be a yes person. Right? Said yes or no to what they do know or they do not know. Dangerous practice. Dangerous practice. Very, not only dangerous, very dangerous practice. Some of you are intimidated by your spouses, your wife, your husband. Lots of you afraid to even ask your husband where you're coming from at this time of the night. And the reason why you are afraid to ask your husband that, because that him have the material values. Just because of that, you know, you are afraid to argue with your spouse because that's the one that provides for us. Dare me to ask him where he is coming from. Right? Who am I? And you look at that person as a giant over you because him own 5 Benz. Him own all the aircraft, all the one that landed in the island the other day, and him own it. Right? And because of his status, right, you're afraid to even ask him a question because of the money. That access, you are afraid you wouldn't have again if you ask Ozzy, where you come from this hours and night here? Where are you going? Right? Where you take up so much money and go? Lots of you, where you get the money from, cannot ask on the spouse those questions because you see the material values much more important than anything else. You don't want to lose the material value, the materialistic part of the individual, because the material will not vex, the material will not hear, but the man who controls the material has the angle. That's the angle. And that's exactly what you do not want to lose. And my friends, a lot of people, because of that same reason, sits under the pressure until it takes them out. Believe you me, sits under the pressure of materialism until it takes their life out of them, because they are afraid to say this and to say that. And many wouldn't want to speak the way I speak, because when people comes on the live, they come and they will made up stories. they will bring forth a behavior, right, that they knew studying the society, the people that around them. So they would come with that arm of an attitude because they knew that is what they supported. I can do the same. I can do the same. But being as I'm not a copycat, right? I can make a choice of my own. And I choose my life. Yes, permission, which was permitted to me by, TikTok, the company, ByteDance, right? Yeah, that were permitted to me to speak and be organic, be true, right? Naturally. Yes. I don't come and make up story. I speak much more about myself, and I have a lot more to tell you about myself, a lot that I know you do not know about me. But the reason why I held it back so long, I want you to make your own assumption of who I am. And many are right, while many are wrong, because it's not everybody has the ability to discern and can discern people. Right? No, not everyone has that ability. On this on this platform, I don't believe another individual get the fight that I have received on this platform. Right? I don't believe another person, because of the stance I took, what I decided to do with this platform, this my social network, I endeavored to do something positive. Meaning, right? A lot of people who would have believed if you talk about the vagina, you're wrong. But remember that your vagina, the woman's vagina, is one of the the most positive organ of a human being. The woman's vagina. Right? Come next week Sunday, right around the world will be celebrated as Mother's Day. Ladies before gentlemen. Yes, it will celebrate it as Mother's Day because mother is the feminine gender. They are responsible to carry the lives in their stomach, sometimes 9 long months, some fortunate 7 or 8 months. Yeah? Yes. Now, when people heard me show my love for the entrance, the gateway of life, which is the woman's vagina, the stupid ones say that I am slack, I am out of order, I am ungodly, I am mad, I am rude, I am lewd. Those are the stupid ones. Yes? Those are the stupid ones. The one that is conceited, the one that is arrogant, the one that is proud, and the one that is inconsiderate. I damn that. That's them. Because the truth of the matter, right? The male may put in the life, but the female carries it and bring it forward. And how purposeful, how much your purpose has shown, how much your purpose has shown. Mothers, as a replenisher, as a preservative for life, to preserve life, to replenish earth with those that have passed through earth and leave that void for you to fill that void. How important you are. How important. Now, you may, through artificial intelligence, but the original way for life to come on earth, it's only one way out, through the vagina. And that's what makes the vagina the most important hole in the universe. Is the females who has that. But thousands of females do not know that. Barry Saman said, step aside now. Another man wants to take over. Because you don't know what you got. You do not know what you got. Because if you had known what you have gotten, how important it is, then you would place more value on it, apart from marketing it the way it has been marketed. It has now been marketed as a common fruit, while it is not. Yes. It is not a common fruit. Right? It is the place where all life comes from. So it is not common at all. As Mother's Day approaches, I urges the potential mothers that hole Put some value on it. Put some value on it. Please. I'm 67 years of age. I passed through many eras. Yes. And I can speak with authority that in many ways I've seen that little place, generation past and generation to come, right? Generation now, right? Devaluing that little spot, that little hole. I heard, come on, Tychicus, behave yourself. Please behave yourself. Sometimes when you heard some of these recording artists, especially Jamaican recording artists, if you hear how they articulate that word, that place, like it is nothing. Now, don't tell me say a lie, me I tell you no. Yeah? Because you can comment and tell me say a lie, me I tell you no. Right? Yeah? You can comment and tell me say if the authorities don't lock off the option for you to comment. Me don't know, because sometimes them do that. Lock off the options them or you to interact with me. Right? Right? Yeah? If the option is not locked off, you can tell me, say a lie, me I tell, come off or the live nonsense you're talking. Right? 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 Yes. The way in which some of our recording artists sing about that place, and the way in which some of these stupid female react to the discrimination, it is alarming. It is alarming. Very much alarming. And when you see the people them react, them pretty like money, them prettier than Vice Cartel coloring book, and reacting to discrimination of one of the greatest whole on earth. The things they have said about it in our songs. Yeah. So when I speak like this, I'm only seen as a troublemaker. Right? Yes. And why am I seen at this time as a troublemaker? Because I am an ancient warrior. I'm closer to the time of the original things. Right? Before the Matrix, before the AI intelligence, all that I had known is the official intelligence. Yes. So that's why I have been seen now as a troublemaker, sticking to my originality. And I'm so original that the spirit in those days were so high, right, that my mother and my father named me Reginald. Because they knew I was born original. I was born for originality. So they named me Reginald. My name is Reginald Martin. That's the reason why. Because in those days, my mother and my father were closer to the original time, before the Matrix world, before the artificial intelligence were so rampant, so frequent, so normalized. It is now so normalized that, believe you me, the official intelligence look like foolishness. Right? So, because I'm an official intelligent man, my life hadn't been supported by the artificial intelligence people. That's why I said the options may be barred. For lacking the support. So that, don't let me blame them. What I want you to do, sure, let me apologize and let me see you respond by typing yes, amen, one love. Right? Respond. Somebody. Right? Respond. Somebody. Right? Let me know that you just sit there and choose not to, or you're not getting the options to. Right? That's a difference, right? That's a difference, because, the guidelines, the this, the that, and so on, you can be penalized, right? And probably removing the options for you to comment is a penalty. I don't know. Or for you to join the live, I don't know. So that we can even have a one-to-one, one-and-one, because there are several times I've seen people would like to join to have a conversation, but it is so difficult. No matter how you try, they just cannot join my live. For us to have a conversation, to even make the conversation richer and looking more meaningful, right? So, they said there's tricks in trade and matches backs in business. Now back to the Mother's Day thing, right? And back to the devaluation, right, of oneself, right? How do you devalue yourself, right? First of all, the female, once you started to treat that organ, that life-giving organ, as it is nothing, and how you treated it as it is nothing. Remember, I'm here from 1957, right? And those people in those era of time knew how important, right, that area is. So they would call it private. My private parts, right? My private parts. That's what they would call it. But today, in the Matrix and the AI days, it's no longer the female private parts or the male private parts. There's nothing private about that area again in this time. Right? There is no privacy in that area. Again. Now, remember as a child when I was growing up, and we started to eat salt, and we started to eat the genetically modified food, and we started the hormones began to open up, and we started to feel sexy, and it started to feed our brain, right? Right? We used to be excited of seeing the underwear of a female. Yes. It was one of the strangest things to see a female's underwear. Right? Yes. If it's gonna be hung on the line, there would be a special line in the corner to hang it. So it is not in view of the public eye. That is what covers your private parts, the most important organ. Yes, when you will see the bra, you ought not to be seen the panties. Just be so careful, right? As a matter of fact, women, their dress used to tall. That means if they even bent over, you're not seeing anything, because their dress is tall. And even though their dress was tall, they did not bend to pick up a pencil. They stoop. So that making sure not a little glimpse of the private parts were shown. I know a lot of you don't know those days. I'm bringing those days to you. Yes. I'm bringing those days to you that you don't know. Right? When men used to travel with a little piece of looking glass. Now, very few women used to be wearing pants. Pants did not prevalent in those days for the women. They wear wide tail flare dress or abels. Right? Hot pants never come in yet. Tights never come in yet. They wear slip. And one thing, they're shimmies. Right? That's what they would have worn. Right? Yeah. And if we want to see being rude enough to look at a woman's underwear, we have to go wait until the rain fall and they're coming from schools or wherever and look down at their shadow. You may glimpse something, or you put a glass on your shoe, on the top of your feet, because we never used to wear shoes, or drop it close underneath to them, and then the glass will show us. That is the closest we could ever get to see a woman's underwear. More so when she has it on. Right? You may go in the stores. It weren't all that brawling as it is now. Right? Sacred place you go and you ask for your underwear, your contraceptive, your what they call it now, woman business, right? All those things were sacred things for the important females. Yes. Yes. But today it's not so. Everything thrown out, right? When you look at the lawn tennis, cricket, and football is even better. But when you look at the lawn tennis players, females, lots of people are watching the game but not seeing the game. Yes. They are just waiting to see that pose. Yes. That exposure. That mind bubbling. That imaginary pose and shot. Right? Not the shot from the racket, but the shot from the pose that will go all over the world. So everyone can tell how Sister Susie situated under there. So it is not the game that is marketed in these days. Right? When you look at the dancers, right? Thank God some of them were dancing the tights and so on. But you can see how suggestive these dances are. And our young, fragile mind children has been taught all of those. As the education minister said, lots of them go to school. She didn't say it the way I'm going to say it. Properly grind, properly sex from the vehicle they traveled into school. Yes. Properly. So when they reach their classroom, is sex on their mind, right? How when they get home, they are gonna turn back way and they are gonna room ram. And when teacher said spell yam, they cannot spell the yam, but they are thinking on how when they get home, or when at least there's a chance they get, how they are gonna room ram. If I am telling a lie, please comment and say, liar tell. If I am telling a lie, comment and says, lie I'm telling. Because silent means consent. So there's no privacy there anymore, right? Because the video lights, the cell phones, which is a part of the changing world, the matrix, artificial intelligence, will take the most private parts of a woman in Jamaica and show it to someone in Europe, Germany, and South Africa. And that's what devalue the importance of that special life-giving hole. Ladies, your day is coming on Sunday, right? The truth of Mother's Day is for everyone, male and female, to recognize the importance of the carrier of life. You have many men or donors, and the other part of the story, many women are changing to the artificial intelligence their true purpose. Remember, women, females are to receive. You have the receiver of life. No male were given the receiver. Male were originated to donate the substances of life, and the women were made to collect it, right, and to water the gardens of eggs so the life can become a reality. No male were given that authority. And I say this again. No male were given that authority. And no female were given the authority to be a donor. Every female born a receiver. And that special hole that we speak of, some people call it the vagina, and some call it pussy. I know me is the only one that probably will penalize on these up to say these words. Everybody else is free to say it apart from me, because I'm saying it in a positive way, right? Right? And right? Right? Or in some countries they call it tusaw. I think in China they call it sheepan, right? Right? But it boils down to that place, that organ. Yes, that organs. It boils down to. Yeah. That organs, it boils down to. Whatever name they want to call it, right? Tun tun pum pum chocho, whatever they want to call it. Mother's Day. If you are not activating that area, then surely you ain't gonna register as a mother. You cannot be a mother without your active, let me just say, official mother, right? You cannot be an official mother and don't give birth. You can adopt, but not an official mother. You can never really and truly be a mother, right, if you don't utilize, you don't activate your vagina. Remember, the man's penis activated it, and also the semen updated it. Because without that update, the eggs could not be fertile by the semen. So please, please, lots of female has been unalive today because they uses that little place with a high level of insensitivity. They use it to support their greedy intention. And in doing so, they really and truly doesn't recognize the purpose, the value, and the importance of it. Yeah. Really and truly, they doesn't recognize how important it is and how it ought to be valued with high values, and not by charging, not by putting it on the market, right? Not by putting it on the market and said $500,000 to utilize it. No, that even devalued it. It is so important that it cannot be sold. Because anything you bought, you carry it with you. Right? It is so important that it cannot be sold. And people continue to make this mistake that they buy it or they sell it. It cannot be sold. It can only provide a service. Can only trade with, but it cannot be sold. Not at all can it be sold. Wrong concept, wrong ideologies, right? What you are actually doing in saying that you're selling it is devaluing its purpose. It cannot be sold. I saw a lot of people turning, Lord, yes. I saw a lot of people planning to unfollow me. Yes, it is normal for you to do that when you hear truth. It is normal for you to curse me when you don't hear truth. Because you crucify Christ when he speaks the truth. They stone Stephen to death when he speaks the truth. Right? Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, all those has paid the penalty of speaking truth. Hated and been despised because I speak the truth. And I'm just relishing in it, and the reason why. Because I know at the end of this all, my reward wouldn't be coming from man. Because my education, as I said before, it is not of human teaching. And because it is not of human teaching, you wouldn't have gone in the university to get this type of teaching. So, it doesn't matter how many degrees you want to have. But what I am telling you this morning, the university is not teaching it. The university is not giving you this awareness that you're devaluing yourself. Huh? A doctor of the university is telling you that that hole is the most important hole in the universe. No hole. Just think of all the holes. All the holes that you can think of. Think of even a gold hole. And see if it is as important as that hole. That hole has to bring the greatest inventors, the wickedest of men, the best of men, right? That hole has to bring the designer who designed the aircraft, the spaceship, right? 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 That hole that the female carries. So, celebrating Mother's Day and not getting the true education of what you are celebrating, right? You will find yourself just looking for basket, man. And if you don't get a basket, you're vexed, right? That's how low it has been dropped, right? That if you don't get a basket, you left all your spouse, you leave all your baby father, you left all your husband, right? Right? I'm gonna make certain that on Mother's Day, I am the one who will give my female partner a good bath, paying special attention to that area, wash that area properly, right? Wash the underwear that she wear, right? And washed it properly, right? Right? Hang it on the line, my duty to pick it up, right? Fold it nicely and put it back where it belongs. Wash that area, powdered it, and oil it. That's the best gift you can ever give to a woman and Mother's Day. But you are looking for the material and what you call hype, right? That's what you're looking for. If you don't get a basket with a grape or a basket with this or the most expensivest thing, or take you out to the most expensive dinner, then Mother's Day would mean anything to you, right? But it's not so. One who really appreciates you for being a mother, right? In all shape and form, can pay your respect that way to someone that you know bring life on earth. It's like Shem, Ham, and Japheth. I just want you to cast your mind back to Shem, Ham, and Japheth. But who was Shem, Ham, and Japheth? What are you talking about? Who you talking about? How they come into this? Because after the flood, right? It said here in Genesis chapter 7 verse 12, and rain fall on the earth for 40 days and night. And that same day Noah and his wife went into the boat with their three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. Now, Shem, Ham, and Japheth could not replenish the earth by themselves, neither with Noah. Right? Come on, ladies, that's how important you are. Right? Shem, Ham, and Japheth, along with Noah, after the flood, and according to the Bible, every human being dead, die or perish. Come on, ladies. Come Sunday. Come Sunday, man. Don't wait until Sunday. Start from now. Start respecting yourself, ladies. Start respecting yourself. Shem, Ham, and Japheth did not use a dildo, a rose, or a cucumber. Because those cannot have, those has no substance to germinate the eggs, to fertile the eggs. Nothing comes out of them. Right? Come on. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah, 4 male, and their wives. Right? Now, that little hole, that little place must come into play. It could have never happened without that little hole that you're disrespecting. Right? That you are placing iron, hard plastic, the fruits of cucumber, banana, plantain, right? Electrical appliances in, disrespecting the area of life, devaluing the area of life, right? Genesis 7 verse 12, and rain fell on the earth for 40 days and night. Verse 13, and that same day Noah and his wife went into the boat with their 3 sons, who they were, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Right? What happened? And their wives. With them went every kind of animal, domestic and wild, large and small, and every kind of bird, a male and a female. Come on, alphabetical crew, telling same sex, pushing same sex. Come on. A pair of every animal was saved in the ark. A pair of every man and a woman were saved in the ark. Where does your teaching come from? Where does your teaching come from? Right? And to pushing this and this generation here today, tell me what moral authority you have to be pushing such a narrative. A pair of every animal. And Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah, and their wives. Why God never just leave Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and Noah? Them could have did pair up then. Come on. Come on. Unfollow me if you want to. But me have to talk the truth. Support me if you support truth. Right? I like what I said, so I'm liking myself because nobody else liked what I said. To see how much it had been cocained into the heart and mind of people to be conceited with the truth, to be afraid to even say, Tychicus, a true you talk, you know. Now see how dangerous this place is. Yeah. How dangerous it gets. Wow. With them, that is Sham, Ham, and Japheth, every kind of animal, domestic, wild, large and small, and every kind of bird, a male and a female of each kind of living being went into the boat with Noah. Whether a lie or a true, but me say the reality, the reasons, right, for that to happen. Me don't know if you see it, but me see it. So whether there was a flimsy boat, that your imagination could have run, this is just an article to ignite your mind of something that took place when you were not around. So this could easily be added to, and this could easily be made up. But the fact cannot change, like how the sun can't change. Right? There are things that just cannot change. Yeah? A male and female of each kind of living being went into the boat with Noah. As God had commanded them, the Lord shut the door behind Noah. The flood continues for 40 days. Now, during the flood, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and Noah were busy making back life. A pair of every animals were busy making back life to replace those that died in the flood. Shem going to Ham, Japheth going to Noah would be wrong. There could be, life could not be replaced. Come on, alphabetical people, join me. Right now, come here. Join me. That could have never happened. Border cat. That never happen. And that could have never happened. So a pair of every animal and a pair of human beings, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and Noah and his wife. Their wife. The word replenish means to replace life. Never done the life there, no. Never done the life there. But never continue it another time. Probably Mother's Day. I continue this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. It's 10:45 a.m. in Jamaica. Right? I notice the support were not there, but thank God the powers that be keep it on, and so I could go through more than an hour. I saw I was congratulated for going 90, and that was about 10 minutes ago. So I was running close to two hours. Right? Thank heaven for that, and thank the powers that be to allow me to go thus far with this important live. Just want you to continue to follow me and YouTube. This live will post back on YouTube, so you can look for Reginald Martin 4950 for this said live that was broadcast a short while ago. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your ears. Thank you for your eyes. Yes, those who come on and support. The only thing, we didn't have a conversation. I don't know if you choose to, or they prevent you from having a conversation with me. That's all I can say. I'm not up to the time with the intelligence of your technology, so I have to, just keep guessing. Yeah, right. But thank God, the official intelligence is still within me, and I will from day to day continue to let it be available to the coming generation. Tychicus is out.